Hey everyone, welcome to yet another edition of Frank the Lunatic Rants! Thank you for joining me here today. New podcast, new venture of mine, starting to wean away a little bit from YouTube. Those of you that do subscribe to me on YouTube, if you don't, go subscribe, go look up Frank the Lunatic on YouTube, and I got a lot of weird things on there besides rants and other weird, strange video things that I do, basically. And then you're going to say, yes, this man really is a lunatic. But anyhow, thank you for joining me today. What I am going to be ranting about today, because after all, I am not happy unless I am ranting and raving and complaining about something. Because after all, when you drive around, sometimes you just see things out there, hear something, the radio, news, things like that just gets under your skin. So that happens to me quite a lot. But anyhow, to get back on point here, what I am ranting to you about today is rich people and their spoiled kids. That's right. I just see this a lot in the area where I live in Pennsylvania. There are a lot of what they call gated communities. A lot of these areas are filled with homes, with people that they're second or third homes, people that are fortunate enough to have second or third homes that are originally from New York, New Jersey, Long Island, Connecticut, places like that. And what I don't get are these people with all this money. They absolutely spoil the shit out of their kids. Their kids probably don't even realize how fortunate they really are. I'll give you an example. I went up to Power Sports dealership, and you get a lot of people from the area that buy snowmobiles, that buy especially the jet skis and that, to use out on the lake here in the summertime while they're up here with their second homes, or they have the snowmobiles that they take up into the mountains or whatever, things like that. Anyhow, I decided to go over there. Every once in a while I go and check out prices of things just to be curious, not like I personally can afford any of this stuff myself, and I'm just curious in that. So, for example, I was looking at the prices on snowmobiles, and I'm looking at this price tag, and I'm like, holy shit! $18,000. Who the hell in their right mind has $18,000 just laying around to throw on one of these things? Then I'm looking at some of the off-roading type of ATVs, like those big ones that like Ski-Doo has, like 4-passenger type of things. The reduced price on it, I'm looking at the tag, and I'm like, holy shit! The reduced price was $32,000. Like, what? Do your kids realize how fucking spoiled they are? All these people that run out and buy this shit for their kids. Even regular quads and that. And yes, I've known people that have had quads for their kids, but they're usually, the cheap used ones or low-scale model type of things. You look at some of these people pulling the stuff on the trailer coming up from New York and New Jersey, coming into here, into the development, and they have the Cadillac models on there. You know what? Your kids are fucking spoiled. You and your kids think everybody else in the world lives like this. They're in a complete delusional state of mind. Their kids are raised to think that everyone is like this. Like, honestly, who the hell has this type of money? Well, apparently, these people do. And these are the same people that who whine and complain every time school taxes go up. And it's like you're going to drop money on a friggin' Ski-Doo, on a jet ski and that, but you're going to whine and complain about your property taxes because you have to get these toys for your kids. The prices on this stuff I don't understand anyway. It's sort of like the Can-Am Spyder, for example. Nice bike, nice concept, beautiful bike. But for good Lord, that starts out at $30,000. And I'm like, holy shit! Unbelievable. That's like 2 cars for me. It's incredible. Again, people don't realize how fortunate they are, how lucky they are, and their kids definitely don't realize how fortunate they are. Either you're in hock up the ass with all these loans and all these payments, or you have so much money to throw away it isn't funny. In which case, throw some my way. Please adopt me, okay? All these people that I see, the jet skis, like the old school ones that they've brought back now, that are like the new retro ones from the 80s. Of course, they're not at the 80 prices, whatsoever. They have to be, account for inflation or overinflation, as I would call it. But the ski-doo wave runners, 3-passenger wave runners, and you see these people with them on the back of their trailers, and they've got 2 of them there for their kids to run around on. And you look at the price tag on them, and I'm like, holy shit! Again. It's just crazy. You've got all these rich assholes that are riding around with them, or their kids, their spawn of Satan kids, are just running around the lakes and that with them. Not a care in the world, their shit doesn't stink. And again, not realizing how over fortunate they are to even have this stuff. Nope. All they can do is look down on the people who don't, especially if you're from the area, because in their mind, everybody lives like this. And if you don't live like that, then you're just like some fucking poor peon that doesn't deserve to be, in the area where they have their second home. Then, of course, there's the cars. I remember having neighbors years ago. People had ordinary cars, Oldsmobiles and Cavaliers. And then, over the years, I've had neighbors that it looks like the whole presidential motorcade. They've got the big blacked out SUVs, and all their kids show up with the BMW SUVs all blacked out like a parade of drug dealers or something. It's amazing. I just sit back and I'm like, what the fuck? Are you that stupid, really? You buy your kids this stuff, these brand new BMW SUVs. You're giving it to a 16, 17, or 18-year-old. Once again demonstrating how spoiled these kids really are. Come into my area, listen to them in town sometime. Just listen to them talk. They just look down on everybody, especially if you don't drive something like them or you don't dress like them. And if you don't live in a gated community, then you're like some stupid hick, piece of shit, basically. And that's the mentality of most of the people that come up here. It's absolutely amazing. Is it really necessary to buy your kids all these toys and then to sit there and bitch and moan and complain, especially during an election year, on how we should be doing more to help the middle class to make their lives easier and more comfortable and more affordable? Fuck that. Spoiled assholes. They're spoiled kids who just do not know what real life is like, honestly, because they have a cushy existence. Anyhow, I am Frank the Lunatic. I approve this message, and that, my friends, is all I have to say about that.
Birthday card, birthday card, birthday card, birthday card, birthday card, are the birthday card. Birthdays are the best ever. Do you like birthdays? I like birthday cakes. Do you? The end. Birthday.